Everyone in Westdale Oaks had a story about the HOA, and none of them were good. My name's Ryan Walker, 34, divorced dad of 1, ex-military, now working remote in cybersecurity. I bought my house in Westdale for the quiet, for the promise of community. What I got instead was Judith Albright, the HOA president, a retired tax auditor in her early 60s. Judith walked our streets like she was the sheriff of some HOA Wild West. Her clipboard was her holster, and fines were her bullets. Lawn 2 inches too high? Fine. Trash cans out 20 minutes early? Fine. My daughter's chalk drawings on the sidewalk? Vandalism with a warning. But what really set things off was the dues increase vote. At the quarterly OA meeting, which Judith announced only 48 hours ahead, she dropped a bombshell. We're proposing a 40% increase in dues, she said, as if announcing the weather. The room, packed with homeowners, went dead silent. That's almost $800 a year. Someone shouted. Judith sniffed. Our landscaping contract has increased. We're updating the signage. And the new community app development requires funds. An app for an HOA that can't even send emails on time. Judith waved a stack of ballots. The board has already voted. This is merely a formality. I raised my hand. And the rest of us? Doesn't our vote count? She didn't even look at me. We operate under representative bylaws. The board votes on behalf of the residents. A few others grumbled. I saw Mrs. Langston, a widow on a fixed income, shaking her head in disbelief. I knew right then, if I didn't do something, they'd bleed us dry. The research I dove into the HOA's governing documents. It was more confusing than tax code. But I had time and experience digging through bureaucracy, thanks to my previous job in counterintelligence. Here's what I found. The HOA board had 5 members. Elections were technically required every 2 years. No public records showed an election in at least 6. They'd been reappointing themselves illegally. The quiet campaign. Instead of confronting Judith outright, I started quietly. First, I knocked on doors, talked to people, shared what I found. People were mad and, more importantly, ready. I created a simple, anonymous flyer. Your money, their power. You can vote them out. Special election coming soon. I printed 300 copies and delivered them myself, walking the neighborhood at dusk with my daughter. Then I contacted the HOA's attorney listed in the bylaws and filed a petition for a special election, backed by over 100 signatures. Legally, they were forced to comply. Judith? She was furious. The board melts down 2 days before the election. Judith sent out a panicked email. Beware of misinformation. The board has always acted in your best interests. Outside forces are trying to disrupt our harmony. Outside forces? I live 3 streets down, I replied, publicly. Judith, the only disruption is your refusal to hold fair elections. We're not outsiders. We're your neighbors. Her silence after that spoke volumes. Election night, it was held in the community clubhouse. For the first time in years, the place was packed. Standing room only. I had recruited 4 other candidates, diverse in age, background, and experience. Our platform? Transparency, accountability, respect. Judith's board sat behind their folding table, looking smug until the ballots were counted. Every single incumbent lost. Judith, who had ruled like a queen for 6 years, was outvoted by nearly 4-1. The aftermath. Our first act as the new board? We froze dues for the year. Our second, we opened the books. Found $12,000 spent on consulting fees to Judith's nephew's marketing agency. The HOA app never existed. She's under civil investigation now. The community? It's healing. Kids draw with chalk again. People smile more. And when someone suggests change, we actually listen. Because this time, the power doesn't sit with one clipboard-wielding tyrant. It sits with us, the people who live here.